And our next poet also needs no introduction, Angel Latterell, and welcome back from India. And Angel has also been one of the coordinators. She and Eileen Walsh-Duncan were the poet coordinators for the Washington Poets, the Fault Lines, to help do the book launching. So thank you for everything. Angel is a Buddhist poet laureate who can be found looking for poetry between web, cobblestones, and oyster shells. She is currently the president of the Washington Poets Association, and I love this line, and loves faux fur.
I'll read the piece that Tony chose from the book first. And I'm so happy that this found a home in ink other than what the printer shoots out. Italian Renaissance. The bed was covered in blood, Mars red. Blood bled from cracked brick expectations. Hard road of yellow-tinted experience smelling of piss. Tainted moment memory where grass will never grow. The bed had blood on it. On the escalator to the train station, his Sicilian black jeans went the other way. And her loss was found inside freedom, walking in blue velvet boots on Italian cobblestone. Bloody red mess lying in organic squalor. Images of the Vatican and Florentine Davids reflected in human compost. The fruit flies of regret waiting to invade. Hotel paid for in green. Cheap room for a corkscrew with a stranger. Leaving nothing but wine-stained orchid heart wilted on the bathroom floor.
Wow.
So when I wrote that poem, I really never smelled piss on a road before, but now that I've come back from India, I truly know what that smell is. I had that thought when I was there. I was like, I know my poem better than when I wrote it. And I chose to read just a couple of really short poems, but all these were poems I've actually worked on and written since I felt this piece was chosen for Fault Lines, and Fault Lines, and I just wanted to do new things. So, Dear Anthony. Dear Anthony, fire wind blew down trees, leaving toothpick soul-strewn mess on mountaintop. Volcanic burp, Mississippi Delta wiped up with a cloud sneeze, leaving Missouri crying for God until the rapture. It'll come with a twist and a nuclear nod. And this piece is called Lost in the Louvre. We looked at so much art, I hurt from nose to toes. Michelangelo, Raphael, Da Vinci, Bellini, Caravaggio, Rembrandt. Blood dripping from Christ's eyes. Paintings stretching forever. A thorny crown castle of culture sprawling bench after surrounded tiny Mona Lisa after bench. I never took Western art history class, but you did, my best friend. You spent hours with slides in a dark auditorium, these canvases, your only light. And now we were in their house. Your eyes bigger than your thin frame, you looked and ran, and I just tried to stand up in a museum of strangers. In this last piece, I was working with Tara Hardy briefly at the beginning of this year, and she is actually still very ill, but she gave me kind of a writing assignment. She saw I write poems about some of my dead relatives often, and I had this one about my grandfather, and she's like, you come from a northern Minnesota machismo family, don't you? She had this, she's like, she knew my story. She's like, write that story instead of this, you know, like happy stuff. Which I didn't think the poem was that happy actually about my grandfather. He's dead, you know, all that good stuff. But she's like, if you're brushing it over, go for the innards. So I sat down and this piece came out. It's called Wired Teeth. Excuse me if you can hear this. I have a wishbone to pull from these wired teeth. Too many fists beat on tables will make a woman meek in the light of gun-wielding menfolk who know the labor, the hunt, the till, the farm, the gutting of an animal, its innards red on cold, snowy morning in the woods far away from this conversation. Be like the tree, little one. We will talk of what you sound like when you are not here. Cracked knuckles and motor oil, put together tricycles, garages with fire ovens and chainsaws, bullet loading stations. Are we born this way? I thought we all came in gasping for air, screaming for mother's milk. How do we sit separated behind curtains? Loud or soft-spoken, hiding behind blinks and nods and shaken heads. Apologizing for taking up space until the food stops going in to shrink away. And we break the mirror to shatter the face that it speaks.